Dez, first of all, was speaking about, and one of the things that caught my eye on this was Desi was speaking about first his past relationship, and then he went on to be asked from Shannon Sharp about whether or not he had ever auditioned for Tyler Perry, and then if he would ever put on a dress. And I thought this was interesting. So again, make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I'm gonna see if I can jump over into where he was talking about the relationship aspect of it, because I actually seen this as a clip on Instagram, and I went and found it here because I think that he gave a little bit more context, and so I wanted to react to it with you guys. Let me see if I can find it.
At the time, I felt like she didn't believe in my first. My son used to give from 8 to.
So, like, how, like, we were talking earlier about a lot of these, like, are personal. Some of these are not all. Some are personal stories. And when something is personal, you're able to relate or make it relatable to the people that you're trying to show this to, because you're speaking from firsthand knowledge.
For sure.
Not no hearsay.
For sure.
Not what someone told you.
Most definitely.
But you've gone through this.
For sure. Yeah. Like I said, all my stories that I do, it's real. You know what I'm saying? Growing up as a kid or whatever it is, like, I like to present that. That's just my style of comedy.
Right.
Like I said, from Eddie Murphy's to the Martins, I feel like when it came to their comedy, that's where they went from. And I feel like when you're a comedian, you gotta go to what connects to you, go to what hits homes for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's presented so well, because it's real.
Right.
It's true. You know what I'm saying? I'm not.
I agree with you. Time out. A lot of these people, they are funny on social media, or it seems like it's curated for social media in short formats. But to hear these people communicate on these platforms in a full interview, sometimes it's painful. You know, one of the most painful people that I see interview was 21 Savage. When 21 Savage was on Shannon Sharp's platform, it was painful. And when I say painful, it was painful. And different people, you got to take a different strategy in order to get the most out of that particular interview.
Getting it from nobody else. This is my life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can make this story look as real as possible because I saw that. I've been through that. You know what I'm saying? So like I say, when it comes to your gift or whatever that you're trying to do, man, you got to find your realness, find your why you do stuff. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what's going to connect to the world. It's going to be so authentic. You know what I'm saying? Original. You know, I feel like that's what make legends.
Right.
You know, they do their original work. I ain't just doing this because I seen another comedian do it. But I'm still next to no, I'm doing this. No, this is my story. This is my stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I read where an ex put you out.
Oh yeah.
So tell that story.
Yeah. That's when I was first, in my beginning stages of, really chasing my dream of comedy. And at the time, I felt like she didn't believe in my dream and my goals. I used to want her to support me so much. I thought there was gonna be a woman that I was gonna be with. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot of stuff with her. You know what I'm saying? Every dime that I got, where I was working, I gave to her. The only thing I wanted to do was get me a haircut and pay my cell phone bill so I could, shoot my video.
Right.
But I felt like at the time, the money, it wasn't coming fast enough.
Right.
You know.
Let's stop there right there, right? Because obviously Desi is incredibly successful. I think that he's really, really great at what he does. And he's breaking this down and he's saying that the girl that he was with, right before he blew up, he said, he would give her all his money. He would give her all his money and all he wanted was a haircut. And I forgot what else he said, maybe a camera, a phone. I think he said a haircut and a phone bill in order to be able to shoot his videos. And he said basically, the chick didn't believe in him. The chick did not believe in him. And it's funny because when I actually seen this clip on Instagram and I went into the comments, the women was still fighting him like, yeah, that's because, you 1% of the men that actually make it and stuff like that. Why is it so hard for women to believe in the dreams of a man, right? Because it doesn't mean that he's not working. It doesn't mean that he's not also doing what he's supposed to do. But it's almost like they get disgusted with the fact that he's not successful. But then they want to take credit for his success when he then ultimately blows up.
It wasn't there. So she went to, you need to get a job. You need to do this. You need to do that. Well, I can't do this no more. So, you might have to, go do something else. So it sent me to my grandmama's house. You know what I'm saying? So I was staying with my grandma for a little minute. And at that
When
moment,
that happened at late at night, that was like.
yeah. Like,
So she put you out like 2, 3 in the morning.
yeah. And it's crazy. Like I cried. Like I cried. I was crying already. Like, you know when you chasing something, man, you trying to make this shit, make this shit work. And man, I remember this shit like yesterday, bro. Like, I was trying to talk to her. She was like, boy, if you don't go to sleep. I was like, what? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, like, okay. And that made me cry even harder. So I just walked in the living room and I was just like, damn, shit, like, all right, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And like I said, I had this, I'm so spiritual, I'm so connected with God. I had this bubblegum rapper, man. And this bubblegum rapper that I held on for a little minute, I still got a picture on my phone. And man, it said stand-up comedy. I swear to God, it said stand-up comedy. And that was the thing that I was like running away from for a long time. Like, I didn't want to do it. Cause I a little fear was kicked in when it, when it came to it. But I so crazy. I used to have these crazy dreams, bro. Like, real talk. I used to have these crazy dreams while I was in like prison. Like when I was over there, I was in prison, and like the gates
Desi went to prison? What did he go to prison for?
was open. Like the gates was open. Like, come out. But I was so afraid to go out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Cause I couldn't see. I didn't know what was gonna happen. But God was like, well, I'm trying to give you freedom.
Right.
If you just trust me and lean out on your own understanding and just come out, you might can't see it because it's so the sun is so, but I promise you, when you step out, you gonna see. And I remember I was at my grandma's house and I got an email, maybe like 2-3 days later, and I got an email of this for me to do this hosting for this stand-up.
Oh, the dream was about prison. I got you. Thank you, Biz. I appreciate you, baby, for that clarification.
I had to host this comedy show. I think it was like in Marietta, in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was the youngest comedian on it. It's like I was still fresh at doing it, and I was like, man, okay, I got to come up with a set, man. I remember I came up with a 5-minute set. It was just 5 minutes. And I was like, I could just take these 5 minutes. I could just do whatever in between the hosting, and I end up coming up with 5 minutes, bro, and I recorded it. And I was just so happy to do that 5 minute. They remember that. So I'm going to take this to the show. And I took it to the show, and I ain't gonna say it was my best show, but I remember I got like that first laugh. And I was like, oh, I got a laugh. So it's like, now how can I continue to get more laughs? What I gotta say to get more laughs? And that one laugh right there already told me, oh, I can do it. I can do it.
Right.
I just gotta see how I can get more laughs.
Want to join Club Shay Shay?
A lot of times, all you need is one little glimmer of light. One little glimmer of light is all you need to really get to it and get it popping. And sometimes it's almost like a blessing for people not to believe in you, or people to kick you out, or you to hit rock bottom, or people to dish you. Because I almost kind of believe like God is removing the people from your life that's not supposed to have the blessings, or is going to mess up your life if you start to get a little bit of traction, because they're going to kill your dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe that stuff to be real. And it's crazy that he started to get visibility right after he got kicked out of the house. Now, I don't agree with going to living with a chick or giving her all your money, but that's a whole nother conversation. I want to pivot really quickly into this conversation because Shannon Sharp asked Desi about auditioning for certain roles and wearing a dress. And I thought that this was an interesting question.
Would you ever do a Tyler Perry movie?
Man, I auditioned for Tyler Perry.
Did you?
A few times.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if it's the right role, yeah. I mean, I ain't against working with Tyler.
Right.
I think Tyler dope. He's a legend.
Is there a role that you wouldn't play?
That I wouldn't play? Yeah. I wouldn't play like, I don't want to do nothing outside of what makes me feel uncomfortable.
Right.
Yeah. I don't want to do
In other
nothing.
words, you don't want to dress up.
What do you mean?
Put a dress on, put a wig on.
I mean, look, bro. I like.
If necessary.
Man, just put it.
I mean, because you do
I
in your
can
skit.
grow my character. I've did short films,
Right.
but they ain't got. I did that because my grandmama loved it.
Right.
Like, she loved that character. Recipe, my grandmama. Like, I did that for her. You know what I'm saying? That's
You ain't
just
tripping on
fun.
that.
Hell no, I ain't worried about that. You know what I'm saying? And that character is based off her. You know what I'm saying? So all that, I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? But now you ain't finna come to my dressing room and I'm supposed to be playing this role and you say, hey, can you put this on? Nah, I'm not doing that. Hell no. Nah.
Let me tell y'all what the translation is for me. I'm not opposed to putting on a dress and a skit if that's the role that I signed up for. That's what it sounds like for me. It's still a lot of people, and listen, and I'm not dissing it if that's what you want to do, but I just can't, man. Listen, it's certain things. I was talking to Rita the other day, and I was telling her, and I said, listen, it's just certain things that I'm just not willing to sacrifice for in order to get certain levels of success. I don't care about it that much. I don't love it enough for it to actually be the thing that propels me to get to the next level. You know, I'm just not willing to do it. It's certain things that I cannot. I will not portray myself that way. It's impossible. I'm not, for some people, God bless you. I hope you make all of the money and I hope it's worth it. But I'm just not willing to do certain roles. I'm not, even when I see skits and I see people say, oh, they just ask them because they be acting like girls, and be guys acting like girls and shit. I just roll on past it. I roll on because it's not for me. That's just not for me. I don't even want that in my psyche. I don't want that in my purview. I don't think it's cute. I don't think it's funny. People laugh and then they'll send me some skit and then it'll be some dude dressed like a chick and he imitating and then this shit. That shit ain't funny to me. Honestly, it's just some things is just not funny to me, and I just couldn't. I couldn't live with myself. It's not enough money in the world. It's not enough money in the world for me to justify doing something like that.
How was it acting with Issa Rae and Regina Hall?
And Little, when I was on set, I seen Regina. I didn't see Issa though.
Okay.
I don't need to see no more of that.